it's been reported that WB still plans to make the Dune 3 release on the same day as the Avengers movie coming
because
out.
they think like I think. They think that this is a bunch of hot air and that they're still going to have to get asses in seats on multiple showings to get back what they want to get back. I think they look, we've seen what your best efforts have done over the last 2 years. We want you to prove it. Show us. Like, we're not moving out of the way. We've done great universe building. We've done good fan service with these TV shows that we're putting out. We got a video game coming out in 2026.
We've got top tier actors.
We're on the rise, and you're trying to save your sinking ship. Why would we concede to you? If you can get us out the way and go make $2 billion, then go make it. Then go make it. But we can go out there, make 900 million to $1 billion, and be happy and call that a success. If Doomsday makes 900 million, that's a failure. Right? Like, the level of expectations are not the same. So on a scale of who's going to cannibalize who, if we can even pull 30% of the MCU audience, we won.
Yeah.
We won. We're not trying to make the most movie a genre film has ever made. Like, we're not trying to do that. Doomsday, they're trying to eclipse Endgame. So the expectations are different. We don't have to do as much damage to you as you have to do to us to be successful. Mm-hmm. So why would we move?
So, okay. So Dune 3 beating Avengers doesn't necessarily look like the box office numbers have to be better.
Straight up, no. I don't think head to head it'll end up beating it. It may get close. If Dune 3 ends up making more money than Doomsday cratered. Doomsday cratered. But I'm saying, in terms of them both releasing on the same weekend, you got to look at it from the perspective of how much do we really believe that Doomsday will pull away from our audience as opposed to what we could pull from them. Mm-hmm. If we thought that 90% of our audience wasn't going to go see our movie and was going to go see Doomsday instead, right? And we thought that they would delay seeing ours, not giving our movie as much of a run, then we would move. What they're thinking is they can pull just enough of that audience, of the lingering MCU audience that's not convinced about Doomsday, to come see Dune. And that in itself will be a success for them. They don't have to just straight up beat them bottom line at the box office, because I don't think the expectations are anywhere near that for that film.
Okay. So then I kind of liken that to the Drake and Kendrick situation, right? We know that Iceman, and I should probably talk about this again too. We know that Iceman will probably suffer the same fate as the singles, in which the first week it does a ton of sales and then falters weeks after. So now my question is, if Dune does decent sales the first week, but it doesn't suffer a drop in week 2 and week 3 sales, but Avengers does, is that the win?
That's the thing. So let's say if you were Avengers Endgame and opening weekend, you made $500 million. I'm not, this is a guesstimation. I'm not saying these numbers are accurate. I'm just putting them together. So you made $500 million that opening weekend, even though you did see a drop the following weekend, whatever it might have been. The fact that you started out so high, the residuals after that led you into that $2 million range or whatever it ended up being, right? If there was another film of similar genre, right, not as big of an audience, but as a option for other folks to see that was relatively as popular, that 500 million might have turned into 300 million. And then all of a sudden, the top end numbers that Endgame end up hitting aren't possible because that early run was stifled a bit. There was people going to see other things that weekend.
Yeah.
Right? The same type of audience going to see other things that weekend. If that competition doesn't exist, then they have free reign to rack up as much as they want. And you don't, again, if you're Dune, you don't have to steal the entire audience. You just need to convince. If you convince 3 out of every 10 people to come see Dune instead of Doomsday opening weekend, you won. You won.
Yeah, because I guess at that point, then there becomes people who realize by week 3, hey, I still haven't even seen Doomsday. right? Like I've done that plenty of times where I'm like, I'm anticipating a movie. I think I'm going to go see it first week. And then by week 3, week 4, I realize, damn, I didn't even go see that movie.
Shit, Marcus, if they don't clear $1.5 billion, at least it's a failure. I mean, that's my thinking of it as well, right? Let's see. Chill says Dune is making the same mistake 2010 TNA made.
That's a crazy reference.
I mean, cool. I mean, we'll see. We will definitely see. I just don't. They kind of embolden me. Warner Brothers is emboldening me in my thoughts, because if the folks over there and Warner Brothers is in a position to make this prediction, being that they won the box office last year and they kicked Marvel's ass, right? At every turn. They beat them in the spring, they beat them in the summer, they beat them in the fall. So if that's the case, and they're looking at this like, okay, we could actually make a dent here. And again, it's not a straight up who made dollar for dollar more.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to lose that fight if that's how they're looking at it. It is can we turn a $2 billion movie into $1.5 billion, into a $1 billion? Can we make a $1 billion film a $700 million film?
Yeah.
Because we soaked up some of the residual audience. That earns them market share. That starts to change people's thought process about what the quality of a genre film from Warner Brothers is versus a genre film from Disney. Right? Mm-hmm. Right now, Disney has the label. They have the premium branding. When you think of superhero content, what if Warner Brothers can cut into that? What if they can devalue it to enough degree for DC to make an ascension? That's what they're going for here. Not a straight up head to head battle, because you lose in that. But if you hang in there with the champ, you earn respect. If you hang in there with the heavyweights, you earn respect. That's what I'm thinking the idea is. We don't have to win. We just got to hang in there.
And Tina, I don't think it's that crazy. I think if this was the first Dune movie and there wasn't an investment into the story and the subsequent continuation of the story, then yeah, I think it'd be crazy.
I don't even think it's crazy to say there's more residual build for Dune 3 than there is for Doomsday. There is no anticipation. Yes, hype over leaked trailers seems great. It always does. In terms of a film that people have been waiting on for 3 years, they watch the TV show in the middle of it. They're going to increase the anticipation with the video game. Like there were building blocks to get people to the point of sticking with that date for Dune 3. Even in our most generous, this Doomsday stuff is thrown together. It just is. It's shorter term, doesn't have as long of a plan involved in it, and it's heavily dependent on name recognition and nostalgia. So I like the confidence. I do. I like that they're not moving.
Stamina, that's a crazy reference. Yeah, and
what up, Lou?
And don't let Timothée Chalamet get his chance to market the movie. Don't let Timothée Chalamet do a press run.
Hang in with a heavyweight and get respect and a jaw broken in the two places.
It's a crazy reference.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they not Jake Paul.
Because one thing MCU doesn't have is a Timothée Chalamet. All right? He do a rap song, and it's a rap for the MCU.
You better tell him, Blue. I don't think they scared of Doomsday, because I think our expectations are based off of what we saw in Endgame. They're based off of what we saw the last time they were able to get this many characters in one room. And we're like, okay, well, if they did that back then, and they add the X-Men, and they add Dr. Doom, oh, it's got to be bigger. And it's like, that's simple math, and that's not what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with art. Art is not 1 + 2 = 3. I don't know why I had so much trouble with that. It's not simple math. Like, sometimes the things that people like don't make sense. Chicken Jockey almost made $1 billion.
Facts.
It's. I don't think that we can just run a Avengers formula of old on this group, because people don't like this group as much. It is not the same setup.